Good to hear. Well, first let me thank Gabe for all his leadership, and I was told he is running for office, but you'll have to talk to him about what that might be. His leadership at the West Chamber has been remarkable for us all to see. I'm the old man on council. I've been on the council for about 5 years, and I do remember the time in which there was a transition, and so it's good to see that Gabe is not only with some leadership that is hard-charging, but is also humble, is in his own right onto some great things. So thank you, Gabe. Thank you to the sponsors who are allowing us to sit down for lunch today. You're in my district. You're in District 4. We share this place with District 5 with City Councilwoman Shirley Gonzalez. But the Port of San Antonio, for a lot of folks, in my community at least, is known still as former Kelly Air Force Base. And I sometimes have to get through my day at work and ask somebody, I need to be reminded about why we're here. Why are we doing what we're doing? So first let me ask, as I know that we're in a chamber filled with folks who are employers, please raise your hand if you are an employer of people in this community. You employ people in this community. That's exactly why I want to make this quick point. Before I was here, I was at a pre-K center on the east side. And when we think about why it is that a job and a career is so important, we're then able to visualize why we're here to talk about the Port of San Antonio and why its work is so important. It's not important so that we can talk about the statistics, although impressive they are, but each one of those statistics, if you look at 12,000 people that are currently being employed at the Port of San Antonio, each one of those has a story in itself. Prior to 1995, when this was Kelly Air Force Base, there were thousands of people with thousands of stories. And my grandfather was just one of those who was a civil servant at Kelly Air Force Base. And that story of his opportunity to go through the middle class, to get to a point where he's providing for his family, is a story that we want more folks at the Port of San Antonio talking about. There's so many different instances in which we recall what was it that got us through a difficult time, and what was it that really allowed us to be a great city. And so we are a great city when we are not only taking care of those students on the east side of pre-K and making sure they get an education, but they should be able to get a career and a real opportunity here in San Antonio. And so it comes full circle, and the work you all do as employers and the work that's yet to be done still at the Port of San Antonio is important for us all to consider when we come to these luncheons and we ask ourselves, why are we here? And we're here to learn about the next phase and the next evolution of the Port of San Antonio, the next evolution of a Kelly Air Force Base that I bring it up. I know that the Port of San Antonio always isn't that excited when I bring it up because look, we're past the Kelly Air Force Base phase, and we are. But the memory is still a legacy and a hard-charging one that keeps a lot of people inspired about what's possible and what's next. And so today we're going to hear from Roland Maurer, who is our current CEO, and to just read briefly, they gave me a long list of the very impressive bio that Roland has, and I'm not going to read much of it. What I will read is that before he came to us at the Port of San Antonio, he was well known in San Antonio as somebody who was bringing jobs to another community. And he was doing so well there. He was at the Corpus Christi Regional Economic Development Corporation, where they were able to land close to 8,500 jobs. That was bring in and retain jobs. Jobs that you probably took from San Antonio at that time. But nevertheless, we have recruited him here. In the #1 draft pick in the 2014, we took Roland Maurer as our new president and CEO here. But we believe that he's going to bring the energy, the dynamism that we need for the next 10 to 20 years. And we're in for some great stories. The city of San Antonio and its residents are in for great stories that they're going to tell about the opportunities and the jobs that you all are a part of here, but we're going to also be yet to see. So I want to invite up Roland Maurer. And so hearty applause and welcome for our president, our CEO, our fearless leader, Roland Maurer.
Wow. That may be the most interesting introduction I've ever had. I've never been considered a draft pick. I'm just coming off of injured reserve and didn't expect to do that well this year. But anyway, no, I want to thank you, Councilmember Saldana, for the introduction, the gracious introduction. And I want to thank you and your teammate, Shirley Gonzalez, for the work that you do on City Council. We appreciate it. You guys are very important partners to us at the Port. I'd also like the record to reflect that while I was in Corpus Christi, we never recruited any companies from San Antonio. In fact, I had the distinction of being in charge or at the helm on a fateful day in Corpus Christi when it was announced that some company called Whataburger was moving from Corpus Christi to San Antonio. I think if there's any job migration between the two cities, let's say Valero, New Star, I never met HEB. I think San Antonio got the better of it. But anyway, I would like to thank, and there's other public officials here in the room today, and I want to thank our public officials or their offices are represented today, and I want to thank them for being here because they're all very important. We've got representatives here from Senator Menendez's office, Councilman Medina's office, and I'm looking if I missed anybody. I can't read my notes with the spotlight on, but anyway, I want to thank again all these partners are people that help make Port San Antonio successful. Without them, we can't do our job. And Gabe, I want to thank you and your team at the West Chamber. You guys are a phenomenal organization. We love supporting you guys because you support us. And we appreciate your friendship. And in honor of that, where are you, Gabe? I can't see what this kind of got me blinded up here. We wanted to do something very special. How many of you have ever been to a luncheon where everybody got something? Raise your hands. Well, we wanted to do something special. How many of you ever gone to an event and somebody gave you an airplane? Well, we're doing it today. We've got an airplane for everybody. You get to take it with you. And, the nice thing about this, Gabe, here's yours. Can you see me? Watch out, Ray. I was not a standout athlete, but there we go. Okay. Friends, it's obvious this room is full of people who share our passion, for helping our community build futures. At the Port, we have a simple but powerful mission to redevelop Kelly to create the conditions that help create good jobs. Our mission puts us on the front lines in shaping the destiny of one of the most vibrant communities in America. It's a mission that spans decades. The work we do today touches the lives of thousands of families throughout our community. And if we do our job right, our work today will also provide a foundation for future generation. We might never know personally know these future generations, but they will know us by our actions and our deeds. Just about everybody in this room has played an important role in bringing us this far, and many of you will continue to play a role in our future. I look around and I could introduce and acknowledge a number of you in the room, but in the years ahead, I really hope that I have the opportunity to personally acknowledge and thank you for your contribution for what you do to make Port San Antonio an economic driver in the region. I'd like to take a moment and thank some of our very immediate collaborators, starting with members of the Board of Directors, and we have one with us present. I think he's the only one that was able to make it. Glenn, would you stand and be recognized? Glenn McTaggart from our Board of Directors. As you know, our board members are volunteer board members. They live all throughout the community. They all have full-time jobs, and we try to consume as little of their time outside of our board meetings as possible. But Glenn, we thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be with us today. And there are at least one other former board member, and Bob, if you would stand, it's the work that you did that helped shape the organization that we're entrusted with today. So Bob, could you stand and again be recognized? And I was hoping you'd be here. I had heard he was going to come, but I wanted to personally thank my predecessor, Bruce Miller, for his years of tireless work and service at the Port and helping to build this community. Bruce and our former board members and current board members have created a foundation on which our team stands today. Our job's not always easy. In fact, it seldom is. But in many ways, the job was made easier because of the pioneering efforts and the hard work that was done by those that came before us. I want to quickly acknowledge, I want to quickly acknowledge the best team that I've worked with for a 25-year career in doing what I do, the Port San Antonio staff. Those people that are from Port San Antonio staff, could you stand for a minute? I'd like to recognize you guys. Stand up. Thank you very much. There's We're joined by several of them, and they include people from our leadership team, our management team, our property management and construction folks, finance and facility services, and others. I could acknowledge each and every one of them for their contribution, but in the interest of time, I just want to put one on the spot, and I've done this before to him, and I'm looking for him. Where's Juan? Juan, stand up and just wave your hand, and then I'm going to let you sit down as soon as you're done. But this guy, the reason I wanted to put Juan on the spot for exemplifying the values of our team. Juan is a powerful reminder of what it means to go the extra mile. A few years ago, Juan was selected as our Employee of the Year. Many of you may have not met him before today, but all of you have seen the results of his work. Over the past 7 years, one of Juan's principal duties has been to ensure that all of our roadways into and out of the property are clean, safe, and professional in appearance. He makes sure that each and every morning, before thousands of people come to work here, that it is a wonderful, that it looks wonderful. He travels up and down Hudnall and makes certain that there's no litter or debris on the side of the roads. The interesting thing about it, after work and on his way home, this is a port legend and maybe like an urban legend, he's been known to pull over his personal vehicle and pick things up as he's going home. Juan doesn't only do this on our roadways, but he does it for our entire site, all 1,900 acres. Juan, I want to personally thank you for going above and beyond and for making us look good. Thank you. The importance of Juan's contributions is that this can-do attitude that we see in Juan is what I want to talk to you about today. The job of redeveloping a property that covers an area almost 3 times the size of downtown San Antonio may seem daunting. I assure you it's not easy. It's not accomplished overnight. But like Juan, each of us has a role to play to move our mission forward. It takes hard work that's often not recognized. It takes focus and dedication. It takes being flexible and adapting to a world that is in a state of constant change. It takes going above and beyond what others expect of us. And it takes thinking big, thinking beyond next week, beyond next year, and sometimes thinking beyond our own lifetimes. And it takes all of us in this room. Today, the port stands before you as an economic engine for the region. 20 years after the BRAC announcement of 1995, today, we're home to over 70 private and public sector customers. They employ about 12,000 people in aerospace, manufacturing, business services, logistics, and in Department of Defense operations. The port's economic impact to the region is over $4 billion each year, supporting thousands of additional jobs in the region. As you see in the images surrounding us, in a couple of years, we'll celebrate 100 years since Kelly Field was first established back in 1917. Over the past century, this has been a platform where innovation, hard work, and persistence have given birth to industries that have grown here. In turn, those industries created great jobs that changed lives. This is certainly the legacy of Kelly Air Force Base, and it is certainly the legacy that the port and our customers have built upon for the past 20 years. There are many examples that I can point to, so the following list is probably not complete. I know it's not complete, but I want to offer some powerful reminders of the port as a place for building futures. One of our first customers was a relatively small company by the name of ACS, Affiliated Computer Services. The company, an offshoot of Lockheed Martin, brought about 100 employees onto the property back in the year 2000. Those employees provided business support services to public and private sector clients such as payment processing and customer service. As the company grew, the port worked hand in hand to accommodate their expansions. By 2010, the port upgraded a 90,000 square foot facility that was once an Air Force warehouse and today is a state-of-the-art office building. It's Building 43, and to be precise, it's at our front door on Hudnall as you come in. It gave ACS the space to hire additional personnel, and the company continued to grow. Today, ACS is better known, or is now known, as Xerox, which acquired the business a couple years ago. In the course of the last 15 years, this operation that began with 100 employees has grown to over 1,000 employees today. In addition to occupying a great facility, Xerox remained at the port because well over half of its workforce comes from the surrounding neighborhoods. And this year, Xerox renewed its lease at the port for another 5 years. Thank you, Xerox. More importantly, in August of this year, Xerox announced it's hiring 500 additional employees here at the port to support new contracts and growing our upcoming seasonal work. Again, thank you, Xerox, for what you do and for growing jobs in San Antonio. We appreciate it. As with any business, the road was probably not always easy, but a company leader who's been there the whole time and who helped build that business is still there and still here. Please join me in thanking Alex Camacho and his team for their success, which has been not just a success at Port San Antonio, but for all of the San Antonio region. Alex, could you stand up and let us recognize you? Now you look like you're about 29. You know, you must have started when you were 13. Here's another story. In 2007, when we first launched our East Kelly Rail Port, a young logistics company called RLI took a chance on the port. The company specialized in transfer of cargo from rail cars to trucks to serve area industries, especially construction and manufacturing. The operations began with 2 employees whose job was really to go out and secure contracts with businesses that would take a chance on them. After a lot of hard work, business began to pick up, and transloading of steel and lumber started at the rail port. And then a little something called the Eagleford happened, and the demand for quick transfer of large volumes of equipment and supplies for the oil and gas wells skyrocketed. Our new customer had the space, the flexibility to adapt to fast-changing market conditions. And in the process, to help to keep with the demand, the port partnered with Watco companies to build and operate the additional rail infrastructure that was needed. Today, that transload operation that began with 2 employees back in 2007 is known as CIG. In 8 years, the operation has become one of the fastest growing customers at the port. This year, the company is set to quadruple annual volumes compared to its first full year of operations. Together, CIG and Watco have invested over $15 million in rail, warehousing, and storage infrastructure. This adds tremendous value to our rail-served property and supports hundreds and hundreds of additional jobs in the region in energy exploration, construction, manufacturing, and several hundred well-paid truck drivers who move the cargo throughout the region. Can our friends from CIG and Watco please stand to be recognized? Jeff, Ryan, and Robert, where are you? The most valuable lesson the closure of Kelly taught us is the importance of adapting to change. Change can be scary at first, but with the right perspective, change means opportunities. Just as the closure of Kelly during the 1995 BRAC brought uncertainty to the lives of thousands of San Antonians, the 2005 BRAC brought opportunity. As you know, the 2005 BRAC relocated thousands of uniformed and civilian personnel into this region. So in an unusual twist of fate, and with a lot of collaboration and hard work, the port has become the home to many of those incoming headquarters. To many of those, thanks to Thanks to the over $60 million in building upgrades managed by our construction team since 2008, today we are home to many important Air Force missions and 6,000 personnel. Those workers include architects, engineers, attorneys, environmental scientists, and cybersecurity experts. The Lackland Annex facility spans over 700,000 square feet of force-protected space, just a few hundred feet or several hundred yards from here. It's the home to the Air Force Medical Operations Agency, the Air Force Cyber Command, the Air Force Civil Engineer Center, Air Education and Training Command, Air Force Materiel Command, and many others. And our in-house team continues to provide great service to maintain and retrofit those properties as missions continue to grow and evolve. We are honored here today with the presence of at least one representative from the Air Force. James, I don't see you. Again, I can't see. Is James Fitzpatrick from AFMC here? There you are. Thank you very much for being here. This is one of the reasons I love this new job. I get to say things like this that Paco wrote for me. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of the port is strong. Let me repeat that. The state of the port is strong. The industries based here are strong. They are local, like our logistics customers who support retail and construction businesses. They are national, like the support they provide to the region's shell industry, which is growing Americans' energy independence, and they are global, like the aerospace marquee names based at the port. We're very fortunate to have those aerospace names here. Many of them took a chance on us back in 97, 98, 99. They kept those big specialized facilities humming and thousands of Kelly workers employed. Many of those companies are still here and help keep the world's largest Air Force strong and ready. They're also pursuing new opportunities in the dynamic commercial aerospace sector. Over the past year, our team, our community partners, and our customers have spent countless hours setting a focus path to chase these new opportunities and to grow jobs. Right now, our customers and partners and the port are collaborating on capital projects that total more than $100 million. This includes hangars and workshop upgrades to accommodate new aerospace projects. It includes vital road, rail, electric, and water infrastructure that increases productivity. Specifically, it includes $16 million invested by our friends at CPS and SAWS to upgrade systems and open land for new development. Thank you guys from CPS, I appreciate it. It includes $9 million in road work by the City of San Antonio happening right now to extend 36th Street into the heart of the property. As you came in, you saw the buildings being demolished. That'll be the extension of 36th Street. It includes $6 million from the city, the port, and the Economic Development Administration to prepare over 170 acres at Kelly Field for future hangar and workshop construction. As we modernize a century-old property, our customers prepare for growth in the century ahead. I mentioned aerospace, and we'd like to recognize some of the people leading the effort in aerospace. We're joined here today by Dan Gonzalez. Dan, I saw you earlier. Where are you? Stand up and be recognized, Dan. Dan is actually part of Standard Aero's local leadership team. But he was actually a Kelly man who joined this private firm that arrived at the port. Under his watch, Standard Aero has provided critical engine maintenance support to the Air Force and to Navy airplanes. Standard Aero is actually a little bit older than the port. It traces its roots back to 1911. And today they employ over 3,500 workers in over a dozen locations worldwide, including here at Port San Antonio. In addition to maintaining military aircraft, Standard Aero is a leading provider of engine support to airlines and cargo aircraft around the world. And that's an industry we're excited to grow. After all, you get to build an aircraft once, but you maintain it for decades. As the world's passenger and cargo aircraft fleet is expected to double within the next 20 years, there are over 100,000 good maintenance jobs that will be created in North America. Our job at the port is to work hard, hand in hand with our customers like Standard Aero, Chromalloy, and others, to bring as many of those businesses and those jobs to our community. We're not alone in our optimism. Earlier this year, Boeing, which has operated at the port for almost 20 years, redoubled its commitment to San Antonio and extended its lease with us by another 15 years. 15 years. As we look ahead in the aerospace sector, we want to create a powerful value proposition to airlines and air cargo operators. We want to grow a one-stop center for aerospace in the region. We want to provide a place that creates value by offering quality work and reducing the time that an airplane is not in operation. We see important opportunities where a single aircraft can be brought to Port San Antonio so our customers can work together on a wide range of services. Today, we are known for things like airframe maintenance, engine maintenance, and interior completions. And we can grow those offerings to include landing gear, communications, electronic upgrades, and other key support. We've already started to grow those capabilities with the arrival of GoAero MX, our newest aerospace customer. GoAero specializes in avionics and cabin entertainment systems. They create another compelling reason for operators to bring their aircraft to San Antonio for maintenance and upgrades. Our GoAero folks, I don't know if they made it today. Is there anybody from GoAero here today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, will you help me in thanking them even though they're not here? They're outgrowing their business, I think. There's obviously a lot going on here, and it's no cliche to say we've only just begun. Of our 1,900 acres, about 40% are truly developed. The rest is land that holds the promise of future development, the promise of future business opportunities, and the promise of future jobs. Reaching our full potential means doubling down on our commitment to our existing customers. It also means attracting new customers that complement the work that's already done at the port. It's work with proven results, proven jobs, and a strong future. This is why at our most recent board meeting, our team, many of whom are here today, laid forward a vision that accelerates our work. It is our commitment to you today and to the community of San Antonio. Our team together will work tirelessly to help create 5,000 new jobs at Port San Antonio by the year 2020. It's a big number. To achieve it, we're going to have to all work together. We're going to have to work together with our customers and our partners. We're going to have to continue to work hand in hand with our public partners at the city, at the state, and at the national level. We're going to have to work with our educators to ensure a flexible and well-prepared workforce. We will lead the effort. We will build and strengthen bridges of collaboration to make that vision a reality. Mayor Ivy Taylor has spoken often about creating and fostering economic centers throughout the community. We think the port, which straddles both the south and the west sides of San Antonio, is one of those centers of economic gravity. The port is a center that has given a lot and has a lot more to give San Antonio. Our roots run deep, about 100 years deep, in fact. So we guide our work to make sure that we positively impact the neighborhoods and people that immediately surround us in places like the Thompson, Quintana, and Palm Heights neighborhoods. Let's see, do we have representative of our neighborhoods here today? Tricia? There we go. Thank you for being here. I got to tell you, it is... Our whole team takes special pride and effort in reaching out into the neighborhoods around us to make sure that we're good partners and good friends, because it's all of us working together that will make the south and west side of San Antonio strong. We are also able to guide our work to provide a strategic advantage to the entire San Antonio region. The port, our port, your port, is a unique platform that connects people from throughout the community with vibrant industries and exciting opportunities from around the corner, from around the country, and from around the world. With that, I'd like to share with you a short video that we created that reminds us where we came from, where we are, and where we're headed. Can we roll the video, please?
They came out by the thousands, waving signs, wearing T-shirts, hoping and praying to save their jobs, their families, their paychecks, to save our base.
After 35 years of service, it made possible for me to send my kids to college and graduate, and it'd be devastating to lose it.
It's as if though they're going to remove a big part of something and just a half is going to be left.
Good evening. Well, we're not at war. Kelly Air Force Base took a direct hit today. Instead of calling it closure, they call it realignment, but it still will be fatal. To save money, Kelly's Air Logistics Center and its payroll of more than 10,000 civilians, 1,600 plus military, and 600 others will be history as far as the Air Force is concerned. Starting 5 years from now, 12,766 people will no longer be getting a Kelly paycheck. The average civilian at Kelly makes $33,800 in salary and another $7,500 in benefits a year. Tonight we are expanding Eyewitness News at 10 into more than an hour to give you complete coverage of what happened today and what's going to happen next.
Let me just close by saying that we are really proud of the last century. But we're really, really excited about the next one. Thank you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. And Gabe, thank you for having us.